So that's why B2B SaaS in general is moving from a model based on a traditional funnel and more looking at a demand engine where you really have three components. One, you need to have an aspect and a strategy for creating that initial problem awareness, urgency, and brand awareness among the 95%. Two, you need to have your capture programs. Many of you already have those. And so you don't need to necessarily do a lot of new work around those, but you want to be sure that you have the right capture infrastructure in place so that as you're creating that demand, people are finding you and converting. And then the last element is converting demand. And so this is going to be the programs that are ensuring that people who are coming into the funnel, starting their evaluations and installing, they're converting to purchases. But even more important than that, from a demand gen perspective, is advocacy and ensuring that you can use those customers in order to help you spread word about your solution, create demand, and provide valuable social proof for the story that you're telling. All right, so just conveniently breaking it down, demand capture versus demand creation. Demand creation is going to target audiences who don't know about their problems and available solutions. This is 95% of the market. And what you're trying to do with demand creation is raise awareness and create urgency for change. Demand capture, on the other hand, you're focused on people who are actively buying, people who are in Google searching for a solution, in LinkedIn, looking to see what their peers are doing and trying to find a referral or a solution there, etc. This is going to be roughly 5% of the total market. And here you're looking to drive preference, drive awareness for you, and then drive preference for your specific solution. And roughly, there are a different set of channels that you use for each of these. And so on the demand capture side, what you're probably most familiar with, you're going to have search ads that are targeting high intent buyers and getting them to convert. Product ads that are going to be, offering them that 30-day free trial, that demo, things like that. SEO, email marketing, product-oriented content, and retargeting. Demand creation, on the other hand, is a little more challenging because unlike with demand capture, people don't know they have a problem necessarily. And so they're not in Google searching for a new time tracking app, right? They're not looking for it. So we have to figure out new strategies for reaching them. There's some push mechanisms that are effective. So PR is effective. Demand creation ads, which is going to be a specific approach to creating problem awareness, opportunity awareness, and creating urgency. And I'll be able to show a little of what that looks like when we get to the metadata case study. And then there's zero-click social content. So, conversion-oriented brands that are focused on capture, tend to want to bring users off the social platforms and drive them to the website, drive them to a marketplace listing. LinkedIn and other platforms are actually deprioritizing content that is sending people away from the platform. Makes sense for LinkedIn as a business. And so what that means is that if you're trying to create awareness with an audience, you need to be able to educate them within the platform itself. And so that's why you'll see demand creation programs focus more on video content, more on long form social posts, more on carousels and slideshows, animations, things like that. Things that don't require people to leave the platform to get educated and to start, getting a sense of the problem and how your brand could help them. Thought leadership content is important because a lot of times what you're trying to do is make a case for change. And so you need to be able to give buyers a new understanding of their world and a new understanding of what their world could look like, the opportunity available in front of them. You need to do that in a compelling way. You need to lead them through that change process. And so thought leadership content is very effective there. Podcast, great channel. And partially because it's zero-click content, partially because it's a great format both for you to be able to tell your story and position your products, but also for you to bring your customers on and others within the industry to talk about similar things. And then content hubs that are really focused on educating and empowering the audience beyond just gaining product knowledge. And so we've talked to financial planning software companies that create a podcast and a content hub on how to become a CFO, This isn't going to drive immediate business for them, but it positions their brand and creates brand affinity with an audience that is going to be very critical to their long-term success. And obviously, when that audience is looking for financial management software in the future, they're going to be one of the first brands that they think about. So this is a general difference between demand creation and demand capture. Important note here is demand creation is a longer term play often, because you are talking about taking people who aren't aware that they have a problem, educating them that they have a problem, creating urgency for that change, and also waiting for them to secure budget, convince their internal stakeholders, etc. So it can be a longer term play, but not always.